day, UniVersus gamers. This weekend, we are at GenCon, baby. The peak of card gaming, tabletop gaming, board gaming, and any other kind of gaming you can imagine. There is no better place for the new UniVersus Games to make its mark. We've got everything going on in our booth. We're going to be running demos all week. We've got exclusive promo cards. We've got Trigun Stampede. We've got Cowboy Bebop. Everything that you can possibly imagine is on full display at this convention, and gamers cannot get enough of it. Our day one was absolutely action-packed. Demos non-stop, all kinds of new faces learning the game back and forth. Right now, we're here before the calm, before the storm, but we expect things to only heat up as the weekend proceeds. Now, when it comes to Gen Con, there's one thing to talk about, and that's exclusives. We are not shy there whatsoever in that regard for UniVersus. We've got these amazing Beat the Heat summer promo cards. You like ice cream? We've got ice cream, guys. These cards look amazing. These playmats look amazing, and I think a lot of gamers are gonna walk home feeling like they got a taste of some very wonderful exclusive stuff. These are the type of mats that you pull out years from now, and they say, where did you get that? Gen Con 2023, baby. Speaking of exclusives, we've got the first reveal of all first reveals here over at our booth, and that's Vash the Stampede and Spike Bounty Hunter. These wonderful new character cards coming straight out of our upcoming Challenger decks, the very first taste of new IPs, and in this first taste of new UniVersus inside this booth, it really feels like everything is coming together. Now, in a convention as big as Gen Con, with card games and board games as far as the eye can see, it can be a little tough to stand out sometimes. That's why my team and I set out line after line to make sure that we delivered the magic of UniVersus to every single fan here. We're giving out some packs, man.
Smart.
If you like, if y'all like what you see, come see us at booth 2319. Got a lot more where this is coming from, man. We have all kinds of awesome promo cards. We're doing demos all week. You guys want some My Hero packs? Look, oh, reach. There you go, guys. Give y'all a little something to do while y'all are waiting in line, man. We're at booth 2319. If y'all want a little bit more, we're running demos all week, and we got tons of super cool, awesome promo cards. There you guys go. Of course, yeah. Don't mention it. Yeah, My Hero Academia. We got. Oh, hell yeah. And of course, if you swung by the booth and this is your first time experiencing anything UniVersus, we've got you covered from starter decks to class reunion to the full booster box experience. There is no way to keep yourself from cracking packs once you walk in here. Now, with any rebrand comes a lot of excitement, a lot of intrigue, and of course, a lot of questions. So I've got one of our most well-known UVS Games reps here, Matt Gideon, to talk to me a little bit about what went into this rebrand. Matt, how you doing today, man?
Doing outstanding, thank you.
Fantastic, my friend. So as someone who's a bit new to the company as far as the long history is concerned, but a well-known veteran of the card game industry as a whole, what brings about this rebrand and how does it merge those two worlds?
So the best way to think about it is that UFS is a truly incredible game that needed brought into the modern era, and this is us doing that. We are throwing our hat in the ring and saying, you know, we are here.
As someone who's, followed the card game for a very long time, right? How did you guys expect the reactions to come as far as both the old and the new players were concerned with a rebrand like this?
Passionate. Whenever you have a community that's loved a game for 17 years, anytime you tinker with the secret formula, you have to be very careful. But all in all, people seem very excited. People love the card design. Life is good.
I cannot wait to see where the future of the game goes from here. Of course, I know that you can't give me any true, genuine tidbits just yet, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you guys to continue to show us new things and really submit the game as your own in this new era?
Oh man, turn it up to 11, bro.
Turn it up to 11, folks. UniVersus has big things on the horizon. So with all of the demos going on across this weekend, guys, I actually got the opportunity to get to talk to one of the people that just recently learned how to play the game, Scott. Scott, how are you doing and how did you enjoy your demo experience, man?
I had a great demo experience. It's certainly different from anything that I've ever played. I've done kind of the gamut from Magic, Pokemon, some of the more, I guess you'd call it, older games. And this resource management is significantly more unique. And I think I like the cadence of the way that the game plays. It's involving both players pretty consistently, which I think is a strength that some of the other card games have. I think Pokemon is a very standalone game where you don't really interact much. Magic is significant interaction all the time, and I think this is just kind of in between that, where both players really, I mean, it's like a conversation and like a battle. So it's logically makes sense in your head as you're going through the steps and the actions. And then I think as you better understand how resource management works, the gameplay becomes even more simple. And I think as I went through, it really helps to have the crew here really guiding you through it and using what you know and from other games or anything else like that to give you the best experience. So, I mean, the crew here is amazing. I think it's very special to have something like this at GenCon in the booth. And everyone is really here to like help you. The promo cards that they're giving away are amazing. So the entire demo experience in terms of both the gameplay as well as what's going on in the booth is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear you have this wealth of card game history to kind of be able to compare things here and there, and especially on a lot of the bases that you touch on when it comes to things like the resource system. Our game is cited as having a lot of very, very unique elements, akin much more to a fighting game than a card game, and it's really great at providing those types of experiences. As far as the other thing the game is cited for, it's always the community, man. How do you kind of, is there a chance that you take a lot of these positive interactions back home and maybe help spread that to some of your local player bases?
Sure. I mean, I think my big thing is that I'm from the Chicagoland area, and I don't think, at least in my head, a lot of the major stores are really kind of focusing on this. I mean, there's a lot of anime games, whether it's Digimon or some other games that are taking that forefront. But I think the uniqueness of this game kind of gives it an ability to get into a game store. It also seems, from my understanding and from talking to the gentleman who helped me demo, that once you understand it, the gameplay is actually quite seamless and quick. And I think that's really a big thing. I think that there's a lot of card games that just take an exorbitant amount of time, and you don't feel like you could just sit down and get through a game maybe in 15 minutes. And then he explained to me that it's a best of 3. So while it may take a little bit of time, and of course there's thinking and everything else like that, it's a cerebral game, but it's also kind of just fluid, like you were saying, in terms of a fighting game where you understand the flow, and it's great. And it's back and forth, and if you have a competent opponent, to me it could be a quick, fun game. And I think it's also something that it doesn't seem... my favorite thing is that I feel like to invest in getting it, whether it's a starter deck or anything else like that, the cost to enter is very low currently. I'm sure there's collectible cards that are very expensive, or alternate arts, or all these cool things that everyone's sitting here collecting, which is great, but I think the barrier to entry is quite low. And I think that if I'm able to pick it up, having no knowledge of how this specific game works, you can really bring it into a card store and with 1 or 2 competent people and teach everyone around, which I think is great for the game. And I think that's how a lot of games expand. I think that old game, something like a Magic the Gathering, who's been there, for new players, it's really overwhelming. There's so many facets to the game. And to me, everything is simple, easy, and I was able to get in and out of a demo in like 20 minutes total, and that while having conversations and understanding that. So that's phenomenal, and I don't think that's very common in a lot of card games that are out now and that are really taking center stage in terms of player and growth of the community. And like you're saying, I'm sure you guys have a Discord, and I'm sure I know that the social medias are all over the booth and everything else like that. So your presence is clearly out there, and as communities go, I mean, if you guys are healthy and happy, and obviously the show does a great thing, because there's huge fanatics of the show who may just have, like me, who have never played the game. So I think that's what brought me to the booth, and then it was just a great opportunity, and I had a great gentleman helping me demo, so that was wonderful as well.
Yeah, I think once you understand the back and flow of this game, you can really start churning out battles like clockwork. And you said it best yourself, man. As long as we're out there, there's great things to come, guys. UniVersus is going to be all over the place. It's going to be massive. And I really hope that you join us for the journey, man. Before I let you go, Scott, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate the whole demo experience.
I'm I'll give it a 9. I don't want to say that anything is perfect, because I think then someone says that there isn't room for improvement, and I think that there always will be. But in terms of the speed of what it is and understanding, everyone here who I've spoken to, both the gentleman who helped me demo as well as other people who are working the booth, I think that's all part of that demo experience. They've been phenomenal, so nice, a wealth of knowledge, and just really here to kind of bring the game into the forefront. And I think that certainly has an opportunity to do so.
Hey man, we will take a 9 all day. Thank you so much, Scott. I hope you enjoy the rest of your con, my friend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
And so, as the last potential new hero was taught the game at our demo booth, and our regional license exam tournament came to an exciting conclusion, our thrilling week at GenCon was brought to an end. Thank you to everyone who was involved in any way, big or small. Massive shoutouts to our amazing players, our demo team, our event staff at LWG, and of course, the UVS Games crew as a whole. The crowds who flocked to our booth to learn our game were as excited as they come, and we saw so many new players walk away pumped up to get in on the action even more. The passion, joy, and care that we felt from our existing community was overwhelming, as an immeasurable amount of players came by to check out the new layout, the rebrand, the gorgeous promos, and chatted up with the members of our lovely team. And in the event that all that sounds amazing and you missed out, don't worry, we'll be back next year bigger and better than ever, and with a lot more awesome stuff to show off to you all. Until then, thanks for watching, and until next year, stay classy, UniVersus.